Now to a story you'll only see here on WLBT. A drone company has partnered with a local health agency to benefit the Magnolia State's rural communities. Teddy Reedy takes you to the Mississippi Organ Recovery Agency in Flowood for this 3 on Your Side exclusive.
One of the toughest medical challenges facing Mississippi is providing adequate health care to rural communities. Valkyrie UAS Solutions has answered that call and has flown in to help provide a solution to this problem by using drones.
If you got family members that are driving 20, 30, 50 miles, and unfortunately those patients that have cancer or other chronic diseases, they're having to get rides, find travel, or in worst cases, they're missing their treatments because they can't get access to care. So by sending the care out to those rural clinics, now they have that better access to care.
These medical transport drones are designed to not only carry medical supplies to rural hospitals across our state, but they can also be equipped for surveillance to assist in emergency response efforts.
These drones have the ability, in coordination with law enforcement and emergency management services, of course, be able to be a resource for those teams to come in and help find people, to help people connect to their medications that they may not have access to, and making sure that we can prevent any loss of life.
These unmanned aircraft will be controlled from a central location where drone pilots like Jackson Corwin will operate the aircraft.
So as the pilot, my main responsibility is just controlling the aircraft. We have another title as a hub operator. They would be the person in charge of actually launching the aircraft. They would package the equipment or whatever supplies need to be transported into the aircraft. They would then conduct their pre-flight inspection of the aircraft, make sure it's okay to launch, and then after that initiate the launching process, which is pretty simple. You hold down the button for 3 seconds and off it goes.
Though these drones are still in the testing phase, leaders at Mora along with Valkyrie Solutions aim to launch the first flights in the fall of 2026. Teddy Reedy, 3 on Your Side.